Time to check in with CoinDesk Global Policy and Regulation Managing Editor Nick Day, who is also the editor of CoinDesk's The State of Crypto newsletter. Good morning, Nick. So, big things to look at next year. Tell me a bit about what you're anticipating in 22.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, so I think we've got a number of different issues that are we've been paying attention to for the last couple of months. The infrastructure bill is kind of the big one. There's still a big question as to whether or not the House is going to pass it, and if so, how exactly is Treasury going to implement it? So if the House does pass it, that implementation and the guidance around that will be issued next year. We'll be keeping an eye on ETFs. We do have confirmation that a futures-linked ETF is launching tomorrow, and I think the big question is how much volume is this going to get? How much interest is this going to get from traders and investors? How many other futures-based ETFs are going to launch? And then next year, will there be a physically backed ETF? And we haven't heard anything from the SEC that suggests they will approve one yet, but we're still seeing companies like Bitwise that have put a lot of research into this, filing for a physically backed Bitcoin ETF. So clearly, they see an opportunity here. We'll be keeping an eye on, how's the ransomware efforts going to continue. So far, we've seen Treasury Department, sanction an exchange, add name individuals who are affiliated with that, push out guidance for how companies that do any kind of transaction with crypto should comply. They've put out reports, detailing how much in ransomware payments they see, being transacted. So I expect all of this to continue accelerating, and that's going to be tied to some of the more proactive guidance that we're going to start seeing next year, such as how the Treasury Department hopes to regulate stablecoins and issues like that. So there's a lot happening on the regulatory front for sure, and I think we're finally getting to a point where we're going to see a lot of this mature, so to speak. We've been hearing rumors, we've been talking about reports and plans and stuff. I think we're going to start seeing this take effect.
Nick, most of these that you've mentioned are somewhat bullish regulatory trends. Are there any kind of negative regulatory trends to watch out for, like something that could happen that would potentially have a very negative impact on the market?
I mean, at some point, I think we're going to start seeing regulators kind of be more forceful in how they talk to exchanges. Gary Gensler, head of the SEC, already said that, or yeah, he said outright that he thinks Coinbase should register as a securities trading platform because it might have listed securities on its exchange for retail consumers. And right now, again, I think it's all talk, but as they build up their casework and their precedents, they're going to start, I think they're going to have to make an example out of some exchange to, be able to claim that kind of oversight jurisdiction. And I don't know if it's going to be Coinbase. I don't know who it's going to be, but they're going to say like, hey, you have listed X security. Why are you not registered? And they're going to sue.